Hello and welcome back to the Wee Larder channel. Today I'm going to be making a delicious Scottish classic. It's a sticky gingerbread cake, and I've added my own little variation of icing decoration on the top. Traditionally you would just get this cake without the decoration and things on top, but I've added in a little bit of icing just for a little bit of extra sweetness. But I absolutely love this cake and it is so good. Having a nice cup of tea in the afternoon with a slice of this delicious sticky gingerbread, and my kids love this as well. We like to put it in packed lunches and they have it after school for a snack. It's just such a delicious Scottish recipe. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below, and you can get a copy of the full recipe, which is printable, from my website as well at sanjymilne.com. so please feel free to pop over there and grab a copy of the recipe if you need it. So let's get started. So for this Scottish sticky gingerbread, you're going to need 180 grams of self-raising flour, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, a teaspoon of bicarbonate soda, 120 grams of butter, 120 grams of soft brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of black treacle, 150 ml of milk, and a medium egg. And if you want to do the icing sugar topping as well, you're going to need 6 tablespoons of icing sugar, a tablespoon of cinnamon, a tablespoon of ginger, a sprinkle of nuts, and a sprinkle of mixed peel. So we're just going to start with a small pan on a medium heat here, and we're going to add in our butter, our sugar, and our treacle as well. I just love this ooey gooey treacle. It's just so lovely to watch. And I'm actually going to be using a whisk as well to get my treacle out of the tin, because I just find it so much easier to do it this way. You can use a spoon, but I do find you have to scrape your spoons down to measure it. So I'm quite good at measuring by eye as well. So we're just going to bring that up to like a medium heat, and we're just going to blend the sugar, butter and treacle together. So we're just going to keep stirring and melting the sugar into the butter and treacle, and keep it on the heat for a few minutes until it is completely combined. And then you want to remove it off the heat and just set it aside to cool. So we're going to put together all of the ingredients now, and first of all we're going to add in the flour. Now I've actually sifted the flour already, so feel free to pop your flour through a sieve before you put it into the bowl, and it just helps to ensure that there's no lumps in your flour as well. So we're going to add all of that into the mixing bowl, and then I'm just going to put it on like a really low speed just to add in the spices so that they are just blended through the flour nice and evenly. So you got all your spices and your bicarbonate soda going in there as well. And you could also add your pinch of salt in here at this point as well. I had actually forgot to add my salt in, and I added it in near the end. But it's easier just to add your salt in at this time as well. So we're just going to keep that running, and we're going to add in the treacle mixture whilst the mixer is running. Now this has cooled down quite a bit now since we had it on the heat, so you want to kind of give it a good length of time to cool down. It doesn't need to be completely cool, warm is fine, but you just don't want it boiling hot. So we're just going to add all of our milk in here, and just add it in quite slowly just while you're mixing this. Now you can use a bowl and a spoon obviously. I do find it a little bit hard work for this recipe because there's a lot of stirring involved. We're just going to add our egg in there as well, and that's me adding in the salt because I forgot to add it at the same time as the spices. So you can pop your salt in with the spices. Now I'm just making sure that none of this is stuck to the bottom of the bowl and that it's fully mixed together properly, because sometimes my KitchenAid tends to miss bits at the bottom. Probably needs adjusted. It's on the list of things to do. So we're just going to blend that through again and just keep that going for a few minutes, and then we're going to pop that into our greased loaf tin. Now we're going to want to cook this at 150 for an hour and a half. Now it's quite a long time, but it's quite a low heat. So if you find it is starting to burn, you can put a little bit of greaseproof paper over the top of your loaf tin just to ensure that it doesn't burn. Mine is completely fine without the greaseproof paper, and it is very firm to the touch as well. It's quite a dense, sticky gingerbread cake. Now we're just adding in the icing sugar through the sieve now, because we want to get all those lumps out, because for some reason my icing sugar is super lumpy today. So we're then just going to add in the cinnamon and the ginger spices, and we just want to blend that all through. And then you're going to add in a small amount of water. Now it really is just a couple of teaspoons of water. I actually added in too much water when filming this, but hey, we all make mistakes. So learn from mine and just add in a couple of teaspoons of water at this stage, because I actually had to end up adding in more icing sugar. But if you just add in a teaspoon at a time, you won't make the same mistake that I did. But I did sort it in the end, and I ended up with this lovely smooth icing. So that's the consistency that you want to aim for. So if you just add a teaspoon in at a time, it will be a lot easier to get to that consistency. And then we're just going to drizzle this over the cake. So as I say, you don't have to add on this topping onto the cake. I just find it works really well with the peel and with the nuts as well. So I've just added those on while the icing is wet, and they will just stick to the top. And I just think it looks really pretty with all of the topping and the icing. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed your sticky gingerbread cake. As I say, it's such a delicious recipe to have with a nice cup of tea in the afternoon, sitting by the fire, especially at this time of year. I just love making this recipe at this time of year. It's a really nice warming cake, and I just love the ginger taste as well. So good. Anyway, if you did make the recipe and you took a photograph on your Instagram, please feel free to tag me and I'll share it in my stories. I love to see your creations and I love to see your variations of my recipes as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to click on subscribe and the little notification bell next to it. I usually do one video a week, but sometimes I do two, so if you click that bell, you'll be notified of all my videos coming out. And I'll be keeping you all up to date with regards to my free traditional Scottish ebook as well. So it's completely free, and I can't wait to share all those traditional Scottish recipes with you all. So take care, and I will see you all again soon. Lots of love. Bye!